Wound down.
The eternal optimist, but yet he's dealing with the truth about his situation. But has to leave that crack of daylight. Let's say if there's, for some reason, a cure that may give him a chance to play. And I think it's as much as that as anything.
This is the live scene inside the West locker room. Hornacek came out, and he was followed by Worthy. And there's Magic. Magic Johnson walking out onto the floor, and while it's nowhere near capacity yet, people are still filing in. There should be some reaction from those who have gathered here when Magic gets through that tunnel just beneath our Showtime perch and can be seen by the, let's say, 25% of the people who will eventually be here who have gotten here already.
Western Conference All-Star.
Magic is right behind Clyde Drexler. Worthy, Drexler, and now Magic. And he stops to talk briefly with our Ahmad Rashad, and perhaps we will hear from Magic Johnson in just a moment.
I got to tell you, Bob, I got a bit of a chill myself just watching him go out there. You know, this guy has meant so much to basketball, and to see him come out and get ready to go through this game, I really do. I feel privileged to see this.
You know, this is going to be dramatic. It's going to be poignant, but also from a purely basketball standpoint, which is secondary, but nonetheless, it will be interesting from a basketball standpoint to see how sharp he will be.
Well, I think that's absolutely true. I think this is a barometer for Irving, because when he goes out and plays, though he has worked out consistently and run miles, he hadn't played against this level of competition consistently. He will have to do that today, and he'll determine, you know, how he feels coming out of this, and he'll have a better idea of what it will be like once he proceeds on to get himself prepared for the Olympics.
And as Magic and his Western mates warm up, the Eastern Conference All-Stars have just come out of their locker room, and they begin going through their drills at the basket on the opposite end of the Orlando Arena. We're a little bit less than a half hour from the tip-off. Michael, of course, in pursuit of another NBA scoring title, and his closest pursuer, Dominique Wilkins, is injured and out for the year. So even though Michael's point average is down from past seasons, he's still got a very good chance to lead the league yet again.
Bob, I didn't think it was in jeopardy, God bless Dominique, even when he was ready, because when Michael's ready to get it done, he can do it with anybody.
All right, up next, the story of a man still chasing some dreams. The coach of the Western All-Stars, Don Nelson, when we come back to Orlando.
Lots of men have heard about minoxidil, and lots of men have heard about Rogaine. But lots of men don't know that only Rogaine has minoxidil, and only your doctor has Rogaine. For more information, call this number now.
If you want to get the complete story about Rogaine with minoxidil, what it does and how it does it, see your doctor or call 1-800-274-8270.
Upjohn Information Center.
That's 1-800-274-8270.
To the more than 1 million people who own a Murata fax machine, we have a message. Murata technology has evolved so far beyond the office fax, we've decided to change our name. Murata will now be known as Muratech. Good thing we're in the fax business. Getting this news out could have taken forever.
No team has captured more gold and glory than America's Olympic swimming team. Over 150 gold medals and a veritable who's who of Olympic legends. Who will carry on the legacy of greatness? They will be chosen March 7th at the U.S. Olympic Trials.
Well, this has become a truly international sport. A look at some of the foreign broadcasters who will be covering today's game. In total, it'll be seen in 90 countries. There's a look at a Romanian broadcaster doing his work. The game will be seen live in Romania. He is only hoping to avoid a mistake so that he won't be cited for a dreaded glitch in tomorrow morning's edition of Romania Today. The NBA All-Star Game is the ultimate player's game, but getting to coach in this contest is as much a source of pride as playing in it. Not surprisingly, then, one of the nicer stories to emerge from this year's All-Star Game is that of a coach, not a player, Don Nelson. For 30 years in the NBA, Nelson has labored as a good but not great player, as an excellent but not championship-winning coach. For the man they call Nelly, basketball remains a consuming passion.
Well, you know, this is something I'm actually not very proud of. Basketball has dominated my life ever since I can remember, and it's been the #1 thing in my life. And that's not healthy. Being so consumed, I'm obviously divorced. I didn't get to spend the time with my family that I should have. I can sit here and talk to you, and I'll be thinking about something on the court. I'm never without it, and I don't know how to control it, but I'm not very proud of it, actually.
To get a better understanding of Don Nelson's basketball addiction, think about this. Last June, he remarried at center court. For 30 years, the NBA has called him Nelly. He may paint his personal life in shades of gray, but as a player and as a coach, he's turned craftiness and innovation into a brightly colored art form.
As a player, I wasn't a great player. I had to find ways around shortcuts and to participate against the other great players. And when I went into coaching, I kind of used that, and I taught some guys with average abilities like yourself.
Thank you.
And gave them some hints, and, it worked with some of those players, and it added something to their careers.
You, in my opinion, you're one of those guys, and I think most people think that you'll go the extra effort to try to make a deal. You traded me for Dave Cowens, who had been out 2 years, because you felt the club needed a power forward. This year, you make the trade of Mitch Richmond for Billy Owens. Is that the way you tend to go about things, trying to move yourself to the next level?
I always think when you should look for the talent first and good people right next to it. And if it happens to be a smaller player, I'd rather go with a talented player, a more talented player, than just size.
He's as popular as he is eccentric. This is the guy who turned the fish tie into high fashion.
I watch the way Nelly dresses, and I try and stay as far away from that as possible.
This is the guy who drove a tractor across Wisconsin to raise money for farmers. He's also the guy who's been named Coach of the Year twice, turned around 2 struggling franchises, and he still dreams of more. Dreams that involve basketball, of course.
Wider, Ellie. Too tight.
The Olympic coaching job, it was important enough for you to campaign for it, if you will. You made it known very clearly you were interested. How disappointed were you when you didn't get it?
Well, I didn't campaign for the job. What I did was to tell everybody that I wanted the job. Is that campaigning? I don't really think so. It was a disappointment because it was something that I wanted to do. I have 2 goals in my life as a basketball coach. One is to someday participate in the Olympics, and one is to coach a world championship game or team, be in the finals and win that ring as a coach. I've done it as a player, but I've never participated as a coach.
He talked to you, didn't get into the piece, but he talked to you a bit about his feelings concerning coaching Magic Johnson in this game.
I've known Nelly since he's been in pro basketball as a coach. It's very, very important for him to have this opportunity because he thinks so highly of Magic. Nelly always wanted to get to the top. He wanted to coach the best. He's got a chance to coach Earvin Magic Johnson in an All-Star game. You can't ask for more than that.
Okay, Magic has been warming up for a few minutes now. Let's see how he's doing as we check in with Ahmad Rashad. Ahmad?
All right, Bob. Earvin, now, I know that you have been in so many big games in your career, but this one, seeing that this is probably your last game, how about the butterflies?
Well, of course they're there. You know, you're nervous and everything, but at the same time, you're looking forward to the game and looking forward to getting out there, throwing some elbows, getting some back, smacking some people, getting some smacks back. So, you know, it's just all of it that goes with playing and being with the best. The only thing I missed today is Larry Bird, hey, you should have been here. Wherever camera I'm looking into, I miss you because I got like 10 VCRs back home all on, and you're not here. So that's the only thing I'm missing today.
All right, but tell me this. You've been playing pickup basketball. How your legs feeling?
Legs are fine. So everybody's waiting to see that. So we'll get a chance to see that in a little while.
All right, we're ready for the Magic Show.
All right, thanks.
All right, man. Good luck to you. Bob?
Pretty obvious, Quinn, regardless of the issues and the questions that may overlap for some, he intends for this weekend, and especially the game we're about to see, to be an occasion of unmitigated joy.
I tell you, I like the smile. This is his chance to go out and have fun. Why not? Go for it.
All right, and up next, we'll meet all the All-Stars as we turn things over to Dick Enberg and Mike Fratello. The 42nd NBA All-Star Game is coming up after these messages from your local station.
He was a deadly fanatic who seduced 2 women and made them his wives.
We have a mission, and we intend to fulfill it.
Now, the FBI must take him down.
That would be a grave mistake.
We're concerned about the children. With 9 innocent lives in jeopardy, one madman refuses to give up. Based on the true story, In the Line of Duty, Siege and Marion, NBC Monday.
I think my look is European and it's chic. For a tall guy.
We have idols when we're growing up. These kids have idols too, so I think you have to give some.
Style to me is creative, it's class, it's hair.
Proline's comb through texturizer for the style, the look, the feel.
They report on the game of the week wearing revealing uniforms you'll never see on American television. On the next Entertainment Tonight, you'll get the inside story on the sexy women sportscasters from Italy.
I have the brain of the man and the body of the woman.
Plus, Richard Gere gives us the inside scoop about his new movie and the sizzling love scenes everyone's talking about. It all happens only on the next Entertainment Tonight.
Monday at 6:30 on Channel 4.
What are you doing here in New York?
Practicing my new dunk in my new shoes, Reebok Omni Zones.
Reebok Omni Zones?
Yeah, very lightweight, which is key for this jam.
Oh, yeah? Which jam?
The King Kong jam.
What do you want to eat?
Magic, Mullen, Hardaway, Nelson, the All-Star Game. Sunday night, Sports Final.
This is the NBA on NBC. Today, the world's greatest athletes are showcased in the 42nd annual NBA All-Star Game.
A sunny February Sunday in Central Florida, Orlando, land of the Magic Kingdom and the NBA basketball magic. And today, 15,000 plus at the Orlando Arena will enjoy the best of the NBA's magic. 25 of the game's greatest stars are in today's program, each ready to showcase his ability in front of an audience splashed with its own marquee names. And the top attraction today in Orlando is Magic. Earvin Magic Johnson of the Lakers, the NBA's premier playmaker for more than a decade. The 12-time All-Star announced his retirement in a shocking revelation last November, and today plays competitively for the first time since, and perhaps for the last time in the NBA. It's a game, a day of tribute for the sport's top stars, an NBA Day of Magic in Orlando. Hello, everyone. I'm Dick Enberg. Welcome to the Orlando Arena. If the NBA is the Magic Kingdom of basketball, then the 25 stars you're about to see today are their royal court. And they'll have the sleight of hand, and they'll delight us, I'm sure, throughout the next 2.5 hours. A man who has seen this game firsthand from the coaching position, my partner today, Mike Fratello. Here he is 4 years ago, the head coach of the Atlanta Hawks, the coach of the East that day, and led by Michael Jordan. Fratello's team won that All-Star Classic, and now he joins me today. Boy, just a couple years with NBC, you've really aged.
It happens working with guys like you and Marv Albert.
All right, now you can give us a line on these players. How serious are they about winning this All-Star game?
The players realize that this is the fans' weekend. They've come to see the best of the NBA, so showtime is definitely on their mind. Pleasing the people is one thing. But winning is paramount to everyone. Both coaches have said that the last 5 minutes, the best 5 players will be on the floor. And I guarantee you this, they'll be playing hard.
So they'll turn up the volume the final 5 minutes. And, Mike, what are you going to be looking for the first 5 minutes?
Early in the game, I would expect the Magic Isaiah show to dominate. Both players want to create that enthusiasm, excitement in the crowd, want to get it going early, so it'll be a wide-open throttle.
There's been an undercurrent throughout the course of this week here in Orlando that the West not only wants to win the game, but they'd like to send Magic Johnson home with that most valuable player trophy. What are your thoughts?
Well, during the '88 All-Star game, I remember Larry Bird saying to me, "Don't worry about me," meaning minutes, shots attempted. Back in that game, '88, in that afternoon, Jordan had already won the slam dunk competition. He got 40 points that game, was MVP. The players had a sense he was on a roll. Great players are unselfish. I think without saying a word, they realize that this is Magic's moment.
Arguably the greatest athletes of all are ready to go. And to meet them now, let's go to the, this is just before the start of today's game, and Isaiah Thomas and Magic Johnson, they said, despite the condition of Magic Johnson, that they would handle everything just as they always have. We're going to touch and we're going to kiss and we're going to congratulate, and when Magic tries to drive down the lane, I'm going to be right on his elbows. There is Magic Johnson, and of course he has been the focus of the national and international press throughout the course of this week, and he's handled himself in typical Magic Johnson manner. And now for the introduction of the starting lineups, here is Paul Porter.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Orlando Arena, the 42nd annual NBA All-Star Game. Now, let's meet the 1992 NBA Eastern Conference All-Stars. The head coach of the Eastern Conference All-Stars from the defending NBA champion Chicago Bulls, Phil Jackson. All right. His assistant coaches are Tex Winter, John Bach, and Jim Clemens. The trainer for the East team, representing the host Orlando Magic, is Lenny Currier. Playing for the Eastern Conference, the NBA's all-time leader in three-point field goals. This 5'10" guard currently ranks among the league leaders in scoring, assists, and steals. From the Washington Bullets, making his first All-Star Game appearance, Michael Adams. Playing in his fourth All-Star Game, a talented scorer and rebounder and one of the finest passing centers in the NBA, from the Cleveland Cavaliers, Brad Daugherty. A clutch scorer as well as a three-time selection to the NBA's all-defensive team. He has led his team to 5 straight trips to the Eastern Conference Finals and 2 NBA championships. From the Detroit Pistons, Joe Dumars. One of the league's most talented young forwards. He currently leads the Boston Celtics in both scoring and steals, making his All-Star Game debut, Reggie Lewis. Also playing in his second All-Star Game, this playmaker has come back from a career-threatening knee injury this season and currently leads the league in free throw shooting. From the Cleveland Cavaliers, Mark Rice. The two-time defending NBA Defensive Player of the Year and currently leading rebounder in the league. Playing in his second All-Star Game, from the Detroit Pistons, Dennis Rodman. From the Atlanta Hawks, playing in place of injured teammate Dominique Wilkins, this 7-footer is currently the second leading rebounder in the NBA and has emerged as one of the league's top inside scorers this season. Playing in his first All-Star Game, Kevin Willis. And now the starters for the East team. At forward, playing in his 6th straight All-Star Game, one of the game's most imposing inside players. He is once again among the league leaders in scoring, rebounding, and field goal percentage this year. From the Philadelphia 76ers, Charles players. He has sparked the revitalized New York Knicks into first place in the Atlantic Division. Patrick Ewing. Starting in place of the injured Larry Bird, playing his second All-Star game, a versatile 6'7" forward who played a major role in leading the Chicago Bulls to the 1991 NBA championship, Scottie Pippen. And guard, the All-Star Game MVP in 1984 and 1986. He led the Detroit Pistons to consecutive NBA titles in 1989 and 1990. The All-Star Game's career leader in steals, playing in his 10th All-Star Game, Isaiah Thomas. Also in guard, the leading vote-getter in the Miller Genuine Draft All-Star balloting for the 6th straight season. He was the MVP of the regular season and the NBA Finals last year after leading the Chicago Bulls to their first NBA title. Currently leading the league in scoring for the 6th straight season, Michael Jordan. Conference All-Stars. The head coach of the Western Conference All-Stars from the Golden State Warriors, Don Nelson. His assistant coaches from the Warriors are Gary St. Jean and Don Nelson. The trainer for the West team from the Utah Jazz is Don Sparks. Playing for the Western Conference, a 6-foot point guard who is currently the only player to rank among the NBA's top 10 in scoring, assists, and steals, making his second All-Star appearance from the Golden State Warriors, Tim Hardaway. Making his All-Star debut, he began his college career as a walk-on at Iowa State, and now he has become one of the top all-purpose guards in the NBA. From the Phoenix Suns, Jeff Hornacek. Also from the Suns, the runner-up for last year's NBA Sixth Man Award, as well as one of the top defensive players in the league, playing in his first All-Star game, Dan Majerle. The fourth overall pick in the 1991 NBA Draft. He currently leads all NBA rookies in scoring, rebounding, and block shots. Representing the Denver Nuggets, Dikembe Mutombo. From the Houston Rockets, he has been one of the league's most feared centers since coming into the league in 1984. Playing in his 7th All-Star game, Hakeem Olajuwon. This 6'1" point guard set an NBA record for assists in a season last year, and he is currently leading the league in assists for the 5th straight season. From the Utah Jazz, John Stockton. One of the league leaders in rebounding and field goal percentage. He recently became only the 10th player in history to play in 500 straight regular season games, appearing in his first All-Star game from the Houston Rockets, Otis Thorpe. Playing in his 7th straight All-Star game, one of the NBA's premier forwards and a member of 3 World Championship teams during his career, from the Los Angeles Lakers, James Worthy. And now the starting lineup for the West team. At forward, a 5-time All-Star who currently holds the highest All-Star game scoring average in history with 22 points per game. The leading vote-getter in the Western Conference, from the Utah Jazz, the mailman, Karl Malone. At the other forward, playing in his 4th All-Star game, one of the NBA's leading scorers. deadliest outside shooters from the Golden State Warriors, Chris Mullin. At center, making the third All-Star appearance in his 3-year career, the league leader in block shots and the only player to rank among the league's top 10 in 5 categories from the San Antonio Spurs, David Robinson. At guard, making his first All-Star game start, one of the most versatile and explosive backcourt players in the NBA, from the Portland Trail Blazers, Clyde Drexler. And starting at the other guard, the NBA's all-time leader in assists, this 3-time most valuable player, led the Los Angeles Lakers to 5 NBA titles during the 1980s. One of the greatest players of all time, making his 12th All-Star game appearance, Earvin Magic Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand for the presentation of our colors by the United States Army Recruiting Company, Orlando. And now, to honor America with the singing of our national anthem by an artist that recently won 2 American Music Awards for the Best Pop Male Vocalist and Pop Album of the Year. He is also a Grammy winner, nominated 3 consecutive years for Best Pop Male Vocalist. Please welcome Columbia recording artist Michael Bolton.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we had the twilight last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran clear, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave of the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The emotional pressure was eased by the welcome of his NBA colleagues for Magic Johnson. Now, as he told us, he'll do what he has missed most of all: compete.
Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft. For those who've discovered its real draft taste, the world is a very cool place. If your face were square, shaving would be simple, but your face has curves. You need the Schick Tracer, with a blade that flexes to put more of the blade edge against your skin. Tracer from Schick traces every curve on your face.
If you wear extremely lightweight Rockport hiking boots instead of heavy hiking boots, your feet lift something like 20,000 fewer pounds every day. Rockport, you should be in our shoes.
Ford designed a special truck for night people. So, of course, sports fans wanted one too. Now Ford introduces its new Flare side for yet another side. Don't these people ever rest?
The best never rest.
With a full-size night, sport, and bold new Flare side, Ford takes all kinds in style. More people are driving the best-built, best-selling American trucks than ever before.
The NBA All-Star Game is brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? By cold-filtered Miller Genuine Draft and Miller Genuine Draft Light, taking the country by storm. And by ITT Sheraton, official hotel of the NBA and the USA basketball team.
Downtown Orlando, off in the distance. The Orlando Arena opened some 3 years ago, and today their first All-Star Classic, and many of those with Olympic credentials. You'll be seeing them in Barcelona. Malone, Mullen, Robinson, Drexler, and Magic for the West. Barkley, Pippen, Ewing, Thomas, and Michael Jordan for the East. The East won last year by 2, and the East has dominated the series. This is the 42nd Classic, the East winning 27, the West 14. The West in blue, East in white. Trying to sort out final congratulations and positions. It'll be Ewing going against the Lieutenant David Robinson. Number 42 underway, and Magic touches it first. Ewing to Isaiah. Scottie Pippen. Michael blocked by Clyde Drexler.
And that's normally the routine that Michael Jordan does. Come from behind your head, take the ball out of their hands. That time, Clyde returned the favor.
Jordan with Drexler. And the mailman has his first stamp on a rebound. Magic Johnson surveying the floor, and it's Drexler outside. Malone working on Charles Barkley. Jeff Mullen inside. Chris Mullen with a beautiful touch. As the West team, their practice, their one session involved much more passing and drilling, and it appeared Don Nelson really wanted to work on that quick pass concept.
Well, two ends of the spectrum as far as the practices go, as Patrick Ewing does what he does so well, knock out, face-up jump shots. They actually went hard in practice yesterday, and one of the big reasons Don Nelson said was to see how hard Magic could go, and he said, I think Magic really wanted to see for himself.
Now, Magic's been running, he says, 4 miles a day and working against Kareem in practice. Misses his shot, goes back up, and is fouled.
During the practice yesterday, you saw a transition, you saw 3-on-2, you saw defensive plays. Nelson was determined to make the guys work. You'll see constant movement by both teams, but particularly the West, because that's Don Nelson's style. And I think Magic here is trying to build up his offensive rebounds in the game.
Magic Johnson, some most impressive numbers, of course, the assist total, the all-time high in the NBA. Michael Jordan committed the foul, and Magic converts 2, and the West leads by a deuce. Boy, a lot of beef there, and Barkley goes around Malone, but but can't connect. Malone rebounds. Magic with a 40-foot pass to Drexler, and it's Mullen open. The former St. John's All-America Chris Mullen has 4. Answering at the other end is Isaiah Thomas.
And that's exactly what they'd like to do. Establish this type of tempo, get the crowd into it, and Magic comes right back and answers with his transition score.
That's just what you said you'd look for the first 5 minutes. Isaiah and Magic getting these two teams on the run. They were off to a slow start, remember, last year in Charlotte. Michael Jordan! Oh, my!
Michael just adding one more to the highlight film.
Interception by Isaiah Thomas. Numbers aren't there. What a pass to Jordan. But Robinson said, Robinson out on Zeke.
Yeah, first Michael said, no, I'll think twice about it. Then Zeke said, I'll think twice about it also.
And Robinson, who's one of the leaders in steals in the NBA. And it's Malone at the other end. But what a play defensively by David Robinson.
It's really hard to understand how much ground he covers, how quick he is for a person of his size.
He's 4th in the league in steals. Ewing inside to connect, and a foul.
Isaiah Thomas taking it right at his good buddy, Magic, and then the switch of the hands at the end. So good around the basket, Isaiah. And then right back at you. Magic doesn't give him a chance to turn around, blows it down the floor, and converts.
Ewing fouled by Drexler, going after the three-point play, and not there. It's 10-8 West as Robinson collects the rebound, and here comes Magic.
Right there.
Will give and go to Robinson, and he's fouled by Barkley, who, despite his bullish nature on offense, really doesn't commit many fouls. Very low count, averages just a little over 2 a game.
Well, generally, when you commit fouls, you're playing defense, and Charles will be the first to admit, I am not in this league to be a defensive stopper.
He just looks like he should be.
Foul number 32, Charles Barkley.
Robinson, his introduction, the only All-Star here in the top 10 and 5 categories, 9th in scoring, averaging just under 23, and a good free throw shooter, but misses both here. 10-8 as the East goes for a tie or more. Pippen behind a pick by Barkley, and can he fly to the hole?
As Johnny Bach told us, he may be the best in finishing way above the rim since Dr. J. I mean, he really elevates.
Clyde Drexler over the top, stolen by Robinson, and he is fouled.
You talk about getting up above the rim. Once he turns the corner and particularly likes to go right, he is up so high above, even difficult for Patrick Ewing to get a piece, or, hey, David Robinson, or whoever else might want to step up and take a shot at it.
And Pippen, one of the great stories, inspiring from Central Arkansas. Ewing with a foul. He went to college on a football managerial project scholarship. And they said, well, you're not a bad basketball player. Why don't you give that a go? And here he is, one of the premier stars in the game. West by 2. Fast-paced beginning here in Orlando. 8:40 left in the opening quarter, and it's Barkley with Robinson. And Robinson denying the baseline.
Because of the limited amount of practice time, you'll see the 1 or 2 set plays that the coaches have put in, but usually at the end, you see the one-on-one like that. Individual talent take over.
Eye contact with Michael, and he has 4. At the other end, Drexler to Robinson. And a foul. Ewing is second.
This is the man of the hour, the man they're looking for. If you take your eye off him, they'll just throw the thing up in the air. He'll elevate. Tough to stay with him.
Had a long chat with his father a couple days ago. And he said that as a youngster, really thought Michael was going to be a baseball star, that he was an outstanding shortstop and pitcher. He said actually it was because he grew so much that his baseball uniform didn't look good on him. His legs were too long for the pants, and he went for style. And 2 basketballs to the good graces of all the rest of us. West by 1. Pippen fires on a toss to Jordan.
This may be hard to believe, but the East squad actually looks small compared to the West squad out here. Size, the body width, etc.
Mullen, and it's Ewing with a steal. Isaiah Thomas. Pippen. Pippen has 4, and the pass too tall for Robinson.
Karl Malone likes the idea of being in the middle of the break, but the touch pass isn't quite as easy as you think it is to make. One of the great abilities of the Western team is that they can switch because they're so similar in size, everyone.
Ewing over Magic, and the East lead now by 3. 8-0 run for the Eastern All-Stars. Magic hooking over Zeke. His close buddy, 16-15. Well, that'll bring back memories of his rookie year in the playoffs against the 76ers when he went inside and led the Lakers to the title. Jordan.
Oh, no! He had no shot, nowhere to go, but found the way.
Magic. The table tennis match, end-to-end. Robinson to Mullen with Drexler with him, and Malone gets the gift, and the West back on top. 19-18. And a time call. Oh, what great early action. Michael Jordan punctuating the greatness of these players with this move.
The ability to take off on one side of the lane and finish on the other.
Oh, I can't wait to get home to try it out in my backyard.
It's a whole new feeling. It's a whole new day. It's the same people caring in a brand new way. From the smallest detail to the grandest design, whatever you touch and see is second to second. Yeah, that's what we've done. It gets better and better at Sheraton. We spent $1 billion, so you'll feel like $1 million at Sheraton Hotel.
At ITT Sheraton, we invested $1 billion in new lobbies, guest rooms, restaurants, a whole new standard of service. Come stay with us on your next business trip.
We spent $1 billion, so you'll feel like $1 million at Sheraton Hotels. It's a whole new feeling.
It's like a Swiss Army knife. Durable, reliable, versatile. Hatch goes up, seats go down.
Downshifting into a curve, I can feel the GT's 16 valves kick in.
Kicking and screaming. Well, you know kids. But my Escort wagon gives them room to spread out.
Outstanding value. Finally, a sophisticated car I can afford.
Ford Escort, America's most popular small car, for a lot of good reasons.
Have you driven a Ford lately?
Yo, you think this is an all-star lineup? Wait till you see the entertainment all-stars I got guest starring on my show tomorrow night.
We're talking Mr. TV comedy, Milton Berle.
Yeah, and we're talking Yo MTV rap star Dr. Dre.
Not to mention the good doctor of love, the Love Boat's Bernie Capel.
Yeah, so enjoy the rest of the B-Ball All-Stars and check out the Fresh Prince All-Stars tomorrow night.
The Fresh Prince, NBC Monday.
Watch this from the perspective of David Robinson. Jordan drives. Robinson comes to greet him with a left hand. Round goes Jordan with a left and scores. And plays like that have made him internationally a big star. And prior to today's game, Kevin Wolf of Miller Brewing Company presented the top vote getter award to Michael. The Bull Star drew more than 1 million fan ballots, and Jordan has won that title 6 consecutive years. To North Carolina, as Daddy said, because Dean Smith was the only coach that recruited him that wouldn't promise him he'd start as a freshman. Everyone else did, and Michael took it as the challenge. Isaiah, three-pointer, the first of this classic, and the East leads by 2. Johnson being rested. Tim Hardaway, who was third in the balloting into the West guard position. Oh, what a play! Drexler to Mullen. They've working together as if they have been teammates for 10 years.
You need to keep your eye on Chris Mullen. He moves so well without the basketball and in Don Nelson's system. Movement all the time. Break the defense down.
Ewing against Robinson. taken by Pippen. Malone rebounds. This is Drexler on the glide. Blocked by Ewing, out of bounds to the West.
Anytime the ball goes down the low post, if you move without it, these type of players with their skills and ability will find you.
Robinson has it taken away by Drexler. Tim Hardaway. What a feed to Robinson. The West by 2. Robinson now with 5. Barkley and Drexler the only starters who have not scored. They're hitting at about a 70% pace. Oh, Pippen, as Coach Bach, who's on the bench for the East, said, and referring to Michael Jordan's stardom, Pippen's going to have his own cape pretty soon, if not already.
His game just continues to improve, and one area you may not consider is the fact that he is the leading assist man in the NBA for forwards right now.
Mark Price, number 25, comes into the Eastern lineup, and Isaiah Thomas given a breather. Brad Daugherty makes his first appearance. Former North Carolina star, he's in for Ewing. 5:08 left in this opening quarter. East and West knotted at 23. Drexler. A three-pointer for the Portland Blazer star.
Both of these came out. This is unusual. They come out shooting as well as they did today. I think the transition game going helped these teams to run, loosen up quickly. Now they're making their perimeter shots as well.
Barkley has to go off his fingertips to Malone, and Hardaway leads the break. Robinson to Malone. Big guy for the Utah Jazz, Karl Malone. Biggest lead of the game. 5-point advantage for the West, and Jordan can't connect. Bodies colliding on that one. Drexler, he almost hurt Jordan. You could hear one of his teammates saying, watch your back. And Drexler put it in high gear.
I'll tell you who may be enjoying this game as much as anyone is Don Nelson. When they run their passing game or get the transition thing going, he's over there on the sideline smiling up and down, really happy with it.
Doherty, Robinson might have gotten a piece of that pass, and it goes through Doherty's fingertips.
There are runners and there are flyers. This guy does it both.
Hakeem Olajuwon from the Houston Rockets in for the first time for the West, and Don Nelson also sends in Dikembe Mutombo for the first time. 7-0 unanswered run for the West, and Drexler hits another 3, and the West explodes to a 10-point lead.
Clyde just sending a message over to Don Nelson. Next time you play me, don't back off me.
Pippen forcing one, and there's Malone to collect. Hardaway on a 3-on-2. Drexler again. And Clyde Drexler leads all scorers with 10. 12-point lead as the West building up a big advantage here in the late going of the first quarter. Barkley and Malone shoulder to shoulder, and it's Malone with the foul as Joe Dumars, the Piston star, comes in.
After this fast break right here, the guy filling on the other lane is Chris Mullins. Instead, Hardaway goes to Drexler, and Don Nelson kind of shook his head back and forth as if to say, no, Tim. Mullins on our team. That's the guy to take care of during the regular season.
Michael Jordan on the bench. That was Drexler deflecting, and then he got a piece of the ball again. Oh, he is such a complete player, Clyde Drexler, who has been the spark in this 12-0 run. And not on the Olympic team. We'll be dealing with that and other issues, especially at halftime, a whole U.S. Olympic report of these NBA stars. 3:13 left in the first.
I have this dream. I ride 190 horses at once.
Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft. for those who've discovered its real draft taste, the world is a very cool place.
Warning, up to half of all engine wear can happen when you start your car. At this critical time, tests prove Quaker State 10W30 protects better than any other leading 10W30 motor oil. In an overwhelming majority of engine tests, Quaker State 10W30 flowed faster to all vital parts. In all size engines tested, Quaker State protected faster, so it protected better. Get the best protection against startup wear. Today's Quaker State, it's one tough motor oil.
The NBA All-Star Game is brought to you by Nissan, built for the human race.
Our overhead shots on this beautiful day in Florida from the Spirit of Akron, courtesy of Goodyear Tires. 35 years ago, we're going to show you one of the great shots in NBA All-Star history, and it came from Mr. Bill Sharman. Sharman, 35 years ago, was trying to pass the ball to his teammate Bob Cousy. It's a 70-foot pass, and it's right on target. 2 points for Sharman, and still is the longest in All-Star history. Jeff Hornacek of the Phoenix Suns and Iowa State is in, and so is Dennis Rodman on the eastern side. He's from southeastern Oklahoma State. Joe Dumars of the Pistons. Elijah Wan rebounds for the West, and the West leading by a dozen into the offensive end. It's Hardaway, and boy, they've made 6 straight shots. They're shooting almost 80%, 15 for 19. The East has shot 64%. And trail now by 14. Oops. Almost turned it over. It's Rodman, Price, Pippen still in, the only starter, Doherty, and Dumars for the East. Price, the Cleveland Cavaliers star. Doherty follows, so the Cavs connect.
One of the things that Phil Jackson said yesterday is I really would like to play combinations together. We got 2 Cleveland Cavaliers, 3 Detroit Pistons out here. It may make a difference.
Drexler's 3 way over the mark. And Drexler falls out of bounds, has to be helped up by the official. At the other end is Scottie Pippen.
Well, for someone that doesn't really know the other guy that well, that timing was about as good as it could be on the lob from Mark Price to Pippen.
Drexler to Hardaway to Malone. Karl Malone. He now has 8. Dumars around Hornacek. Price with Hardaway. Rejected by Elijah Wan and a foul. Let's go back to Scottie Pippen on that long setup pass as Magic returns.
It's just a matter of eye contact, seeing the floor, and then having someone at the end like a Scottie Pippen that can go up, catch, and convert.
West substitution number 32, Magic Johnson, replacing Mike Drexler.
Drexler out as Magic Johnson returns. Coach Don Nelson said he might play him at 4 different positions today. Reggie Lewis, number 35 from the Boston Celtics. His first All-Star appearance. Pippen goes out. Mark Price with his second free toss. He makes them both. He's best in the league from the line, and it's a 10-point lead for the West.
Imagine shooting over 95% from the free throw line.
Elijah Wan's first shot is a little short. Rodman, who leads the league in rebounds, has his first today, and Dumars, his teammate with the Pistons. Out to Rodman, so we have 3 Pistons on the floor. The only team with 3 in the game. Reggie Lewis. Malone another board. Magic sets up Hornacek. Johnson rebounds to Elijah Wan, handcuffed him. Hardaway for 3. Rodman another rebound. He's averaging over 18 a game.
Reggie Lewis just did not have the angle that time to find Dennis Rodman. I think a little bit surprised when he realized that Rodman had gotten the rebound, kicked it to him, and was filling the lane. That's how quick Dennis Rodman is.
Otis Thorpe of the Rockets makes his first appearance for Karl Malone. Let's go to Ahmad.
Yeah, I have to pick him up first because
Magic Johnson credited with the tip.
With Magic playing, everybody's a little pumped up, especially that West team. And I think that we got the weather the storm early. But you know he's going to be into the game, and the crowd's pulling for the West, so we got to keep him coming down a little bit.
And seeing that you were MVP last year, you haven't yet got warmed up, have you?
I'm cruising this year. I got one MVP. I don't have to kill myself anymore.
All right. Back to you, Dick.
Barkley, who had an ankle injury, remember, last year and said he didn't want to play. The NBA office convinced him he should, and he collected 17 points and 22 rebounds and the MVP award.
And then the commissioner thanked him for deciding to show up.
Sir Charles. They're going to have some etiquette lessons, are they not, before they go to Barcelona?
Well, I'm sure there'll be a number of seminars by the Olympic Committee making our players aware of the fact, certain customs by other countries, and how we would like to be represented.
Jeff Hornacek from downtown hits the tray, his first points. And the West in the final seconds of this first quarter have a 13-point lead. Price around Hardaway. Stolen by Magic. Hornacek. Magic says, we'll take the last shot. Fans are saying, shoot. Hornacek, 14 seconds, a shot clock and game clock almost identical. Olajuwon with 5, 4. Rebound Doherty with 1. Not in time. Dumars did not get it off in time, and that ends a high scoring as expected first quarter with the West dominating 44-31, and Magic leading the way 4 for 5 and 10 points for the West.
Only a few will ever see the inside of an Olympic stadium.